Another trip down to see some of our favorite minor leaguers, and we have Joe Rock here today doing a fantastic job in Double A. Now, just for preference, this video, this part of our scouting segment is coming out a little bit late. Actually, we had to scrap a player we were originally going to watch. We were originally going to watch Ethan Hankins, the pitcher we got in the Elias Diaz trade, but in my one time going down there, he ended up hurting his back after a couple of pitchers. So we had this video and on deck. So now we are reacting to Joe Rock. This game kind of in the middle of the season. So far he was doing tremendous, and he had a fantastic season with us down in Double A. And you give up a double here, but this game in particular was awesome to watch. On the ground, and Rock was going to keep the runner there at second base. Rock, a left-handed left-handed pitcher, likes a curveball, likes a slider, likes his fastball, has kind of that generic mix as he's acting a fool here. Good thing he didn't get called for obstruction. That would have sucked and kind of actually added to the run. In this game, he gives up a lot of soft contact. There are some hard hits, but for the most part, he was getting outs via the ground ball. And just missing barrels is what he was doing. This one he won't miss, as we're in the second now. And Rock, how does he make the squad? I mean, with our farm system not being as heavy in starting pitching, that's why we saw a lot in the draft that focused on pitching, especially being a left-handed pitcher. Those are valuables. Look at this play right here. One of the most insane catches I've ever seen, let alone at this level. He's going to, if you can be an innings eater, if you can just prevent base runners at a decent clip, you'll be set. You will be just fine, and he'll find himself a home in Colorado. If he doesn't, then he won't, especially giving up hard contact. He has to miss barrels, and that's what he did. So for the most part in this start, had a couple scares, especially this by Mark Vientos, but Vientos probably a major leaguer, just kind of stuck down here in Double A, just with how things have been going with the Mets, and they're all messed up organizationally and all that. A lot of log jams, a lot of places. If he's going to be getting it hard, he can get away with it at this level. He's not going to get away with it at the other levels. He is, especially in our home ballpark, he is going to get absolutely shelled. And so that's why I liked what I saw from this. Change up down, he keeps the ball down, gets the batter to swing the ball right into the dirt, gets help. This one, slider down, hit a little bit harder, but still located well, got a ground ball. Next batter here, another same thing. Ball down and away, gets the swing to first base. Fifth inning was perfect. If Joe Rock can just be this game, fifth inning Joe Rock for the rest of his career, we're hanging 22 up. Dodge the fastball there on Morbido, and he is gone looking. Sneaky strikeout potential, a little bit, not as much as some of our other pitchers that we have in the organization, not as much as Dollander, not as much as the others. This one rocketed into the gap as coming around first base, trying for third. No, put on the brakes there. I was very impressed by Joe Rock in this start, and actually thinking about maybe potentially calling him up. We have the September call-ups coming up very soon. It would be interesting to see if he gets the nod or not. Obviously, our pitching has not been fantastic. We have not been fantastic. I kind of already know at least one call-up that we're definitely going to make. But that pitching call-up is still up for grabs. And Joe Rock put out a pretty solid, and he's continued to be solid after this start as well. Reimer 1 for 2 on the day. Sits down on the slider, maybe a little bit in, but we're not going to count it. Perosa, he watches the slider, tough pitch to take there, but he takes it nonetheless, and that's 3 backward strikeouts. This changeup belted but right to the right field is Rock. Keeps the ball in the yard, and that's what he did all game. Kept the ball in the yard. Shortstop flings over to first base. That's it for the 8th inning as we're going to the 9th with just no runs on the board and a complete game shutout in the works for Joe Rock. First out is figured out. Second batter is going to fly out to center field, and with just over 100 pitches, not even 98 pitches, Vientos is going to pop up, and a complete game shutout under 100 pitches for Joe Rock. He was absolutely fantastic, and again, making his presence known. September call-ups right around the corner. He is vying for that spot. We'll see if he gets it. Our next trip is going to be back to Albuquerque as Benny Montgomery is actually going to get his first swings at Triple-A. Montgomery got called up to Triple-A after playing about 50 games in Double-A. Hit okay, 714 OPS, a couple home runs, a couple triples, 20 RBI, and just 3 stolen bases, but he makes a big hit here, driving in a couple of runs. But Montgomery's a guy, how does he make the team? Doesn't have, I think, the ceiling as those other outfielders that we've been talking about all year have. However, what he does have is speed. He has a defining tool, and that is going to get you on my radar. If you have 1 or 2 really defined tools, especially the way our outfield is constructed, the way our park is constructed, and you've heard me talk about how much I love Brenton Doyle out there because of his speed, because he can cover so much ground, because his glove is so good. Benny Montgomery is much the same in that regard. Obviously not as good as Doyle defensively, but has pretty comparable speed. One thing about Benny is his bat is going to be better than Doyle's. Right now, I think their bats are... I would probably take Benny's bat over Brent, just that the defense is that good to keep Montgomery here. He's a guy who had a high potential as a top 10 pick, I believe, but we kind of, as he's been in the minor leagues, realize that he's still going to be a major league contributor one day as a top 10 prospect for us, but I don't think he's going to be that guy to take over anytime soon. He can definitely be a 4th outfielder, a 5th outfielder, someone, a pinch runner, especially if he can kind of pick a side of the plate that he's going to do well against. He's pretty decent against lefties, more against than righties. But still, has that speed. Just needs maybe 1 or 2 more defining tools that are at least above average to go along with his well above average speed, and I think he's going to be a contributor. A lot of these pitches are on the ground. He was driving the ball a lot more in the first game. Second game was kind of, you have those jitters, right? This is his first Triple-A action, and this one kind of the even ground. Hard hit ball. It's going to drive in the run. No, it's not. Fantastic throw from right field, and Montgomery won't get the RBI there, but he will steal this base. And this is what I want to see him do a lot more. Didn't steal too many bases. Only went 4 times in 50 games in Double-A. I want to see him go way, way, way more. Stole 2 bases in this game alone. And especially, I want to be an aggressive base running team, and having guys who coaches can use as pawns and use as chess pieces out there on the base paths. And that's not just stealing bases. That's going first to third. That's going home from first or home from second on a single. Those are the things that get you on your radar, and Montgomery easily can do that. So that will do it here for another rousing episode. We will flash Montgomery's stats on the screen for those who really want to see them after he steals this base. And this one, he was gone by a mile. But we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you as well. Between Joe Rock and Benny Montgomery, who has the highest potential to make the team and stay there long term, you let me know in the just let us know. So we will see you soon. Have a good one, everybody. Cody Chalifoux.